with y'all? It's your boy NeohXO, and today we're gonna be reviewing Black Clover episode 146. Now, this episode starts off with a little squabble between kind of a power struggle between like the people who consider themselves the devil banishers and the people who consider themselves the devil believers. And the devil believers prevailed and ended up killing off the people who considered themselves the devil banishers. Now, I want to point this out about this is that the fact that they kind of suffered a cruel death, in my opinion. And I want to bring this up because a lot of people tend to have the notion that Black Clover doesn't kill any characters, which is just false. And this episode right here definitely shows you that they just have people literally dead on the ground with blood coming out of their mouths. And also, this girl had broken ribs. That's not something to, like just look over as a minor injury. She had broken ribs for fighting against the Magic Knights. Another cool thing about this moment right here is Sekire. Y'all know how much I love Sekire. Like, she's just an amazing character. So she had a moment, and I definitely want to highlight that right now. Basically, they said they were going to kill her, all right? And her response was, "I don't care what you do to me, just let Asta have his grimoire." Now, if that isn't a good character right there, if that isn't admirable, if that isn't righteous, is that not a good person? Like, Neto, Sekire, amazing. Like, I just like her so much. She's always coming through every episode. So it seems like the main person who's provoking all of this devil believer stuff is actually Dazu, and they attempt to give Dazu a backstory in this episode. Now, it seems to me that a lot of people were actually suspicious of her from the jump, because I read my comments and a lot of people were suspicious of Dazu, as was I. But they attempt to give her a backstory in this, and I don't know, it's the backstory not doing it for me. You're not about to go kill people and do all this bad stuff because of her backstory. Basically, her backstory was she can barely use magic, so she felt like a nobody in the kingdom, and she got pretty much made fun of, and she's just had like a sad life. While I do understand that having barely any magic in this situation, in this place that they're put in, that can have like a big impact, but like, to me, she's just going too far unless they reveal more pieces of the puzzle, which seems to be the direction they're headed. So hopefully they take that, because Captain Yami and the rest of the Black Bulls were investigating her home, and they noticed that she was not happy in her pictures, even though the other citizens of the village or town seemed to think that she was relatively happy. A big portion of this episode was dedicated to the Black Bulls pretty much going around under the direct orders of the Wizard King Julius and investigating the devil believers. Two moments from this investigation that particularly stood out to me was, firstly, I want to put some attention on Gordon, because he was very useful in this episode. He was able to look at the snakes and turtles and things of that nature and determine what type of person that they were dealing with. I think that was very good observation skills, and he very well came in handy. And I'm glad that they're showing Gordon some spotlight, because he deserves more spotlight than he gets, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from Gordon. Now, secondly, was whenever Asta was hiding in a bush. Now, I know this is so cliche, but he was hiding in a bush eavesdropping, and that's ultimately where they got their information from. Basically, a child or a kid worrying their mother about the devil. And I know Asta definitely feels some type of way, because Asta did not ask to have a devil. He really worked hard, and I feel like he feels like that they're undermining his hard work and effort just because he had a devil that he did not ask for. So now essentially we have people who are going out and asking the devil for help and power, which they're not really messing with. The Clover Kingdom's not really messing with that. And I do want to bring up the fact that they mentioned the Spade Kingdom in this episode. I think that that's going to make a lot of people happy, because a lot of people have been asking me my opinions on it. So very briefly, my opinion on it is it's kind of like a little Easter egg. You know, some people might not even really understand what they're talking about when they throw in the Spade Kingdom, but people who are keen and really pay attention, we're gonna pick up on things like that. So kind of like a little Easter egg for us. Another thing that I liked was the fact that Noelle, Asta, and Magna teamed up again. This is kind of reminding me of their first mission, and I really like that. So that's something I wanted to say in this video. So towards the end of the episode, they basically find out where all of these people are, and it's basically a lot of people. The atmosphere is kind of dark. They're kind of walking on this mountain in the rain, and I think it's gonna be pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of crazy how many people are trying to worship the devil or the devils, and in particular, they're trying to basically commit treason against the Clover Kingdom and go to the Spade Kingdom to get help from the devil. But do they not know? Well, of course they don't know that over there they will get like treated probably even worse, because the Spade Kingdom, the king over there isn't the most benevolent, let's just say that. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about this episode. I did prefer last week's episode a little more than this one, but this one was still pretty straight in my opinion, and I'm looking forward to next week's episode. So with all that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's been your boy NeohXO, and I'm out.